Welcome to Today's Intention. Today we're going to talk about the character and the courage of the player. Because normally we train the skills of the player in terms of technically, physically, tactically, but that's it. They are all skills, but those skills by themselves doesn't make the game. The game is just created by the person, but something that the person gives to the game, not something that the person learned from the game. That is different. That's why every single player doesn't want to be in the core. Every single player wants to be away from the core. They don't want to play just 1 second more if they need to play. There doesn't exist a player that say the match is going to end, losing or winning, and the player says, "Okay, I want to play more." No one. Why? Because the game is a place that we don't know how to deal with that. How about that? That's what we are in this point, because all the academies in the world just train skills but not game. We are like this, and no one wants to pay attention of that. They say that it's like this. Also federations and everyone. So I say that we have skills, we train skills, but the only skills that is important, that is more close to make the game, is if we do exercises by courage, the courage of the person. And what can we achieve this kind of how can I say that? This kind of exercises to work in the courage of the player. But it's simple. You can make more attention and action if you bring your student to the physical field with the fatigue. When the player arrives to a stage of fatigue very high, then he or she start paying attention. They start just making full action. Why? Because they don't care too much about themselves, because they are too tired. And now we have the possibility that the player gives to the game. Normally, when the player arrives to that place with the physical fatigue, they go away. They want to go away faster from there. They complain. They get mad. But if we train that even in those conditions, the player has to be quiet and focus, well, now we have something, because the game is going to change a lot for him and for the other ones, because you are playing tennis not for you, for the other ones, for the sport. That's why we have a lot of person that we always can remind as a history of the tennis, and you can be one of that. But to go there, you don't need physical things, you don't need physical technical things, and you don't need tactical things. The only thing that you need is courage. And this courage is just possible by the physical fatigue. And this is the only way that the player can improve, because we are bring the player to another stage that is better for the the game that is a place that everything can happen. A person who has the ability to stay quiet in a place like a core in a match, but stay quiet in a how can I say, in a changing stage, because we don't know what happened in the game. We have to be there without knowing, but you have the ability to stay quiet even if the conditions are not good or good. Then you have a player. This player has the ability to make the game, has the ability to be focused even if the conditions are not right. And then you make the difference. So we don't need exercises. So we need exercises by the technique and the tactic and the physical training. Yes, we need it, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is what the player can bring to the game. The player, not what the player can learn from the game. Because when the player gives to the game, then the game goes to another level. And that's what the tennis want, people that bring the sport to another level. And that is just possible by the fatigue, by the physical fatigue. When you put your student in a physical fatigue and they always stay to that play and they understood that it's okay, I'm very tired, but I can be quiet, and now you are changing the person. So you are changing his game. So you don't change your game, the game of the student, of the player, by the technique, by the tactic, or by the physical. You change the student to show how the courage has to be. That's it. And that is possible just by the physical fatigue. Bring your student to the physical fatigue and then start your lesson. And you will see that he's going to pay more attention and more action. And when you do every time like this, then he learns that he has to do always something to the game, not learn from the game. So I hope you like this video, and we'll see you soon. Bye.